What's up, YouTube? It's your boy K Shillings back at you again with another video. Alright, this one is going to be a little bit different because this time I have a question for you guys out there in YouTube. My question to you is, where is the Seattle Seahawks weakness? If you look at their roster, you look at the defense, starting with the defense or whatever, because we've seen in the past elite defenses can win Super Bowls. All right, you have the secondary completely covered. You have on one side a great corner. You have on the other side an elite corner. All right, you have a safety that's like 6'4" and like 230, something ridiculous, some huge safety named Cam Chancellor. You got another Pro Bowl level safety, Earl Wagner, whatever his name is. I hope that was the right name. Then you go to the front line. You got Clemens. You got Bruce Irvin they moved him to linebacker now. Crazy. You switch to offense now. You have one of the top 3 running backs in the NFL. All right, as your security blanket at running back, and that's beast mode. You have a quarterback. Now, granted, he's a second-year quarterback, but he's poised. He has a strong cannon of an arm, makes great decisions, is mobile. You have a complete quarterback. Granted, he's not the biggest quarterback or whatever. He's a little short dude or whatever. No problem. But one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL. On one side, you have Percy Harvin coming back from injury. Last season, people forget about Percy Harvin. He was an early MVP candidate with what he was doing with Minnesota before he got injured last season. You still have Sidney Rice, and you still have Golden Tate. Golden Tate took a lot of steps, as far as becoming a better player this season. You have, to me, the Seahawks are the most complete team in the NFL. And they're my early pick to win it all. Definitely to get to the Super Bowl, though. But I think they'll win it all. I thought they had a good chance last year. I thought that Atlanta beating them in the playoffs was kind of a fluke. I wasn't sold on Atlanta last year. I'm not sold on Atlanta now. Look at Atlanta now. All right. If it wasn't for what I call a lucky pass to the Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez, they wouldn't have even won that game. So, in my opinion, the Seahawks are the team to beat in the NFL. I don't see a weakness in their team, and I just think they do everything well. When Percy Harvin comes back, that's going to be a crazy weapon that they're going to have at their disposal, and they're already 6-1. They're 6-1 now, and then the one game they shouldn't even really lost to the Colts. They kind of gave that one away a little bit. The Seahawks are the team to beat in the NFL. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, well, Kansas City is 7-0. Why aren't they the team to beat? My problem with Kansas City is you're always going to have to look back at Alex Smith. And granted, I'm not an Alex Smith hater. I like Alex Smith. I think he's a solid quarterback. The problem is he a quarterback that can get that team over the hump to win a Super Bowl? I don't think so. I don't think their offense is potent enough to get it done. I like Jamal Charles and all those guys, Dwayne Bowe, whatever. They're all good, borderline great players or whatever. Jamal Charles is a great running back. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But I just don't see Kansas City as that type of threat. They'll make a playoff run. Well, of course they're going to make the playoffs. They'll make a nice playoff run, but I don't see them winning the whole thing. If you go over to the rival, the good old San Francisco 49ers, the 49ers aren't as good as they were last year. And keep in mind, last year, the Seahawks stumped them like 38-13 or something ridiculous. This year, stumped them 38-3. We have another, but the Seahawks have another game in San Francisco later this year. I want to see what's going to happen out of that game. In my opinion, they're going to stump the 49ers again. I think they have the 49ers number. I don't believe the 49ers can beat them. All right. And then if you go over to somebody, the Broncos. Everybody loves the Broncos. Peyton Manning, the crazy offense, even though they just got whooped last week. Now, as good as Peyton Manning and Demaryius Thomas and Wes Welker and Eric Decker and, Julius Thomas came out of nowhere. They were saying on the last game that this is his third season. Before this season, he had only caught one pass. Like, even though that offense is so incredibly potent, that defense is incredibly suspect. I don't believe for a second when the Broncos go against a team like, if they go against the 49ers or the Seahawks or one of these, even Kansas City, we get to see them play Kansas City in a couple weeks. So that's going to be interesting. But I don't believe, the Broncos are going to be able to outgun everybody when they have to face one of these top defenses. I think they'll fall short, in my opinion. So I'm not that sold on the Broncos either, even though I like watching them play because they're a very exciting team to watch play. But I don't see anybody beating the Seahawks this year. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Seahawks will dominate this season and possibly win the Super Bowl. Let me know what you think. Put your comments below. If you have a weakness, if you see a glaring weakness in the Seahawks, put it in the comments so I can examine it and take it under consideration. And also, subscribe to the page, of course, and see you later.